Good afternoon, it's Bob from Trade Genius, the 28th of December, and I want to go through a few charts. I think we finally starting to get some market tremors here. The Wednesday before the end of the year, I think the positioning of the pension funds from stocks to bonds have begun, and looks like the carry traders are starting to pull back too. So unless the pension funds were the carry traders, and they're going to start buying the yen back and start buying the euro back and walk us off this precipice that we've been on from the election. I think this whole move probably gets reversed, and that way we should look at commodities moving higher, and we should look for stocks to start moving lower. But I'm just going to go through a few charts here. So UNG we own, and we're going to move our stop up quite a bit. I didn't like this end of the day candle here, and tomorrow I think there's some reports, or Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday for nat gas, and I think a lot of this cold weather news is in. So look for another consolidation, and if we get stopped out for a rebuy, the everything that we own is the miners, and they're doing good. So look from the fill this gap, consolidate, and then pop up. But we're nice and profitable on AG. Silver Wheaton looks really nice. Silver Wheaton went ahead and just blew right through VWAB, right through its fib line. Like for it to come back down and test that, and then move higher again. I think the reason is that they're a finance company, so they're probably impacted by rates going up, and if rates start to settle, I think, and silver starts to go up, I think it's really going to help Silver Wheaton really go. This is my favorite equity to own when I can own it. Another thing that we did today was really interesting, and we're going to go ahead and launch this product next year for everybody. Is we did some credit spreads on SPY. I'm short SPY with some puts, and going into next year. But when my signal that I have creates a sell signal, but it's really a trend following sell signal, I go ahead and I sell credit spreads on it, and the signal's so reliable. Only 2 losses all of last year, that we can get really close to just outside of in the money, and then let theta do its work. And today it worked out so well because the market sold off so hard that we were actually even able to close it. And the potential gain on it, we made 60% of what we would expect to make in the next 7. So we went ahead and just took our profits, and we'll wait for the next setup, being a put spread or a call spread. So SPY broke through its VWAP. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I may consolidate tomorrow and Friday. I'm sorry that dog barking here behind me. It's we're gonna go ahead and may consolidate. I think they still may take a run for this high, but I'm not too sure. It could also fall down to here. But right now the market is oversold, but not a buy, and so we're gonna go ahead and treat it that way for the moment, at least for next year. And the reason why is if you look at the VIX, is that it's starting to come back up here nicely from its swoon. Right here, the day the contract rolled, and usually it does the opposite, but this year it really pushed down hard. And then you usually get a sell-off into the new year. This year everything's been pushed up because I think the election, and people I think wanting to get their money and get out of Dodge going into next year. But I'm looking for the VIX to go up over $20, and so I'm long this via contracts, futures, and I'm long VXX, and I'm going to hold this thing through and see what the first couple weeks of January look like. But I think we're in for a volatile year next year, so I'm not too worried about this thing being smoothed out. If you think about it for a minute, the Federal Reserve, those people are all socialists, they're all globalists, and if Hillary got in, they would have probably pushed a sell-off in to clear the deck for her to have a good year coming into her first year in office. And with Trump coming in now, he's not a globalist and he's not a socialist. And I think the Federal Reserve is going to fight him every step of the way. They're going to totally change the narrative. Anything that was excused for Obama is going to be put up as a reason why they should keep raising rates. However, I think they're going to play a dangerous game with this guy because he's not afraid to call people out, number one. And number two, you're already seeing it in the real estate market. Sales have fallen and they're back to January levels for pending sales. And I think, and the interesting thing about it is the states that have the best real estate markets are the states where these big liberal progressive Democrats live, and they own a lot of real estate. And I think it's going to cause California a lot of grief. The social media companies have decided to go to war against Trump. The biotech industry is going to be a target of Trump, and the real estate industry is going to suffer under a Federal Reserve that's going up. So it's not going to be fun times in California land. So be careful what you wish for, liberals. You're just going to get it. And I think it's going to cause some really, really volatile times next year because Trump's not going to have the full support. Even his own Congress is going to be fighting him on issues too. So anybody who's thinking that next year is going to be, hey, Trump's coming in, the lower taxes, lower regulations, he's going to bring businesses back. He's gonna be fought every step of the way, and any misstep is going to push the dollar higher. And every time the dollar goes up, it's just going to cause ripples in those multinationals. So it's going to be a wild ride. So that's why I am long the VIX. And then, but looking at precious metals, it's still it's slowly coming up, but nothing to write home about. I'm looking for. I think what really convinced me is if we get a big sharp move higher, consolidation, and then go. Right now, it looks just way too controlled for me. And the other thing that I want to see happen here is with I want bonds to keep getting bought, and look, that's just a good sign today that the VWAP went ahead and it climbed over, get a little consolidation, turn that VWAP upwards, and then I think people are going to run the bonds and run out of stocks, and it's going to then push the metals up, and I think we're going to have a good year with metals and miners. And just have to look at GDX, to see that right now everything's getting back to normal. And then a trade I didn't take, which I'm so annoyed at myself because I was ready to pull the trigger, is I was going to buy dust for the dust puts at the 60 strike for the end of the year, and I didn't do it. And the thing has now fallen, $14. I probably could have made $6 or $7 grand on the trade, but I didn't like the spread, and I talked myself out of it, and I'm a little annoyed that I did. But any push up on dust is going to be a shorting opportunity because I think the precious metals are gonna and the miners are gonna get a bid next year. So, anyways, Bob from Trade Genius back tomorrow. Hey, one other thing to note too is on we've been trading the forex and on the binary options. We now have all the results up for the year for that algorithm that we're using, and it's pretty impressive. And today we had another 2 trades, one won, one lost, but net of we profited on the day. So FYI, it's really good if you have a small account, make some good money. We're averaging about $17 net of winners and losses per contract per year. And for those folks that have just if they invested $1,000, they would have made $2,600 last year. So it's pretty good, pretty inexpensive. We're going to raise the prices next year, probably after the holidays. So if you want to get in on it, you need to probably buy it now. And I'll grandfather the price for a while, and then I'm going to go ahead and raise the price because the value of what we're providing is pretty incredible. And I think what we do to put that together costs a lot of money and time on our part, and we think it's a good value for everybody. So anyway, check it out. Check out our results. We're doing well this year again, and we look forward to next year. Thank you. Bye-bye.